And here are the players for the second annual Gashimov Memorial 2015 in memory of Ugar Gashimov, who passed away in 2014. He's a great player, good guy too. He'll be sorely missed. Magnus Carlsen needs no introduction. World champion, #1 rated in the world. Fabiano Caruana, Italian-American. #2, sometimes 3 in the world. Vishyanand from India, former world champion. Getting older, but he's still formidable. Anish Giri from the Netherlands. Great world-class player. Wesley So just recently changed his federation in the United States. After a tough U.S. championship, he'll be looking for revenge. Vladimir Kramnik. I mean, who's... the guy's still a monster. Former world champion from Russia. Maxime Vachier-Lagrave from France. Top world-class player. Don't take Maxime lightly. Mamedyarov from Azerbaijan, the home country of the tournament. Top world-class player. Raf Mamedyarov, I believe it's pronounced, also from Azerbaijan, top player in Azerbaijan. And I picked Mickey Adams, Michael Adams from England last. Mickey and I we're only one day apart on our birthdays. So there they are, folks. The 10 players in the second annual Gashimov Memorial 2015. Hi folks, John Cordisco here. Another game from round 1 of the second annual Gashimov Memorial Chess Tournament in honor of Ugar Gashimov, who passed away. Great player from Azerbaijan. This is a game between Wesley So, just recently joined the American Federation, just coming off the U.S. Championship, who described his play as his worst tournament ever, as white, and Anish Giri from the Netherlands as black. Two young guys duking it out, top world-class players. So is white, Giri is black. Let's get to it. It's going to be in English. Interesting replies from Giri, though. Interesting there. Now, there's several moves that he can make. I think you and I would, for a second, play knight to d2. And that's the computer's second choice. But the first choice, by almost half a point, is king to f1, and that's what So does. So obviously So knows this line a little bit. So we're going to see how this works out. Knight to c5, knight to f3. Already this is unusual. We're on move 7, and this is uncharted territory for me. This very well might be some kind of theory but I don't know about it. Knight goes back. Interesting though. Knight to e6 is the computer's choice, but h6 is a close second. Because that's the danger. The bishop goes to g5. That's a real pain in the behind. But he doesn't do that. He goes a3 instead, kicking the bishop. Bishop goes back, trying to protect these dark squares around his king. Even bishop to f8 should be looked at. Knight to c3, d6, trying to open up a little bit. E takes, bishop takes, b4, getting some space on the queen side. Bishop h6 is the computer's choice, and I agree, actually. b4 isn't in the top 3. That would be really crippling, putting that bishop right there. Even if you brought the bishop back, after bishop takes, you still lose your right to castle. b4 anyway. It's not a bad move. I mean, he's got a lot of space on the queen side now. Bishop goes back to f8. Finally got his chance there. Queen e2. Bishop goes back to g7. Now look at this. Look at these undeveloped pieces for black. I mean, I can't even tell you how many tempos ahead white is. I bet you it's 4. And as Vladimir Kramnik, who's also playing this tournament, says, chess is a game of tempos. So I would say white is winning. The score only shows in the computer as 2/3 of a pawn, but I'll tell you, it's the crawl back and get untangled and get organized and get your pieces out. You're going to be 4 or 5 more moves in. Bishop. Bishop takes, queen d2. Okay. Black's still trying to shore up its dark squares around his king, but the dark squared bishop is gone, so that's a little bit of help. Castles, finally. Rook e1. You would think having that rook hemmed in with the king on f1, but it's not really too bad right now. Queen of d8. Interesting move there. Second choice in the computer. a5 was the other choice. Trying to bust up White's queen side. Queen d8. Rook d1. He moves the rook again. a5, finally. That's the way he's going to get his rook out. Takes. Rook takes. Or later rook here. And maybe come across. h4. And that's how White gets his rook out. Because he's going to have to move the king around all over the place. Waste 2 or 3 temples. You don't want to do that. A takes. Knight to d7. That poor light squared bishop for black is just trapped in there. It looks pretty good. A little bit over a point advantage for White, but I'll tell you, he's sitting right in the driver's seat. h5. Here he comes. Bust up the king side and get his rook out at the same time. Nice. Knight f6. c5. Now, you and I think, would play knight takes h5 in a millisecond, and that's what the computer calls for. The other two choices are c6 and b6. Giri decides to go b6. H takes. F takes. Queen e3. In hindsight here, I think we'll go to here. Knight to f6. He goes c5. I think taking that, I think he was afraid of, was knight takes, rook takes, pawn takes, and then queen comes here. Threatening mate. He didn't want to get into that mess, so I think he did the right thing. F takes, queen e3, queen e7. That's tough there because that queen's unguarded, and now that knight is pinned. Bishop c4. Now, look at this. We've got a pin on the knight against the king. We've got a pin on the knight against the queen. But it only shows 2/3 of a pawn advantage. Just the thing is, though, computers have no emotion. You know, you don't feel pressure when you're a silicone chip figuring out moves. And Giri's got to be feeling the pressure. Pawn takes, pawn takes. Computer likes rook to e8. But he plays rook to b8 instead. And that. And the computer actually says here, black lost his nerve. Understandable when you consider his position. If he had gone rook to a3 instead, given a scenario, knight takes, queen takes, knight b6. You're down the exchange, but I think you can survive this. After rook to b8, rook right to e1. Now he's got 1, 2, 3 pieces hitting this knight. So he goes rook to b6. Knight to a4, first hitting the rook. Rook moves, got to protect the knight. Now knight takes the pawn. So now he has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces hitting that knight. He's got to go knight to g4, hit the queen. Queen to e4. It's just over. It's just like that, it's over. Knight takes f2 just for spite. Computer likes knight to f6, knight takes f2. It's all lost. King takes, rook to d2 check. King goes to g3. Rook takes check. Pawn takes. And that's enough. I mean, you're down to full rook. There's no way you can pick up any compensation at all. That knight can't move. So Giri said, "Oh, the hell with it." Only on move 32 to give you a rough idea what would have happened. After queen takes, bishop takes check, king, bishop takes. That's enough. You're down a rook and a bishop. That's enough. So anyway, that's a game from round 1 of the 2nd annual Gashimov Memorial. So Wesley's back in the hunt. They had a really crappy U.S. championship. Lost, I believe it was 2 games, and lost a 3rd game on a forfeit from a rules infraction. Tough luck for Anish. Just stumbled in the opening there. He's going to have to work on that. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. And as I always say at the end of my videos, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.